Hello and welcome to the in-news series of Drishti IAS. I am Pooja Divedi, and in this segment today, we are going to discuss about the two new schemes of RBI which has been launched recently. This topic is important from the perspective of prelims and also from the perspective of GS Mains Paper 3. Let's begin with the different topics that we are going to discuss step by step. These are the topics that we are going to discuss. Let's start with the news. So recently, two new people-centric schemes have been launched by the Prime Minister of India. The RBI Retail Direct Scheme and RBI Integrated Ombudsman Scheme. The aim is simple: to make people feel financially inclusive and also citizen-centric. That means a common man can participate in the financial and economic development of the country. Let's know about these schemes. The first scheme that we are going to discuss over here is the RBI Retail Direct Scheme. In layman's term, I can just make you understand that as non-professional investors, we can invest into government securities now with the help of this scheme. And this is a one-stop solution to facilitate investment in the government securities by individual investors such as us, and that is being issued on November 12th and 2021. So one thing that we need to keep in mind over here, that we can invest in the government securities through both primary and secondary market. Okay, and that will be done with the help of RBI, because we need to open an account with the RBI that will be known as the Retail Direct Gilt Account. And small investors through this only can invest in the government securities. Okay, and first impact of it will be more fundraising. That means if people can participate directly to fund the government through the government securities, which are very safe in nature, safe, secure and stable in nature, then of course India will be more financially inclusive. India is the third country in the world after the USA, Brazil, in which we can see that the common people are participating with the government securities. And accordingly, earlier, RBI did provide for subsidiary general ledger. It has to be opened by the investor with the help of RBI. And through this only, the negotiated dealing system, order matching, after that is the next step. So SGL is opened under Section 3, Clause 3 of the Government Securities Act of 2006. Now, government securities are those securities which are stable in nature, through which the government does its fundraising. It will offer the stocks, and the stocks will be needed to be traded between the general populace and the RBI. So accordingly, the government securities we have discussed over here are the treasury bills, also dated securities, gold bond and state development loans. So if you possess an Aadhaar card, you have a registered money account in India, if you have a PAN card and a registered mobile number, an email ID, basically if you fulfill the Know Your Customer protocols, you can have an account with the RBI to deal with the government securities through the RBI Retail Direct Scheme. Okay? And how does the process go forward? First, the Retail Direct Gilt account needs to be opened and access will be given to primary issuance of the government securities. Also, we need to keep in mind that transactions or money can be paid through the one portal throughout the day or before the trading begins. And of course, because this is a government securities, it will be much safer and people will be much more confident in investing here. And then access will be given to negotiated dealing system, order matching, through which the negotiations and the basic transactions will occur. Okay, let's move forward and talk about the another scheme, which is the Integrated Ombudsman Scheme. What is an ombudsman? An ombudsman is an institution where you can escalate your grievances if a particular institution is unable to oblige you or unable to resolve the grievance. Even if you're not happy with the reply or the explanation of the institution, you can go to the ombudsman if it doesn't get resolved in the time span of 30 days. So a high level commission or a high level organization basically for a shorter period of time in order to look into the grievance redressal system of the financial institutions in India was formed by the RBI, and 10 members were there. 10 members, they had a simple thing to discuss over here, that is, what is the grievance redressal mechanism in the financial institution. And then they made certain recommendation, and after those recommendation, the integrated ombudsman scheme came into being. And this is based on one nation, one ombudsman. Okay, first is that. That means a single portal, a single email, and a single address will be there for dealing with any grievance with respect to the financial institutions that are regulated by the RBI. That means it is a top-down approach. We will discuss about that as well. It will have one portal, one email, one address for the customers or consumers to lodge their complaints against the financial institutions which are directly regulated by RBI. And there will be a single point of reference. One thing that we need to keep in mind for the social inclusion here, that toll-free multilingual facilities will also be there so that no one gets left behind. Also, what needs to be filled upon when we talk upon the form of the ombudsman, that is the complaint, the documents which are related. They can also track their status online and provide feedback. And even before we had the ombudsman scheme that was dictated by the scheme of 1995, and then it went through certain revisions, 5 revisions for ombudsman. And again, as you can see, ombudsman scheme for non-banking financial companies was also there in 2018, and for digital transaction in 2019, and that now has been merged according to the recommendation of the committee. An integrated ombudsman scheme has been formulated. Now, if we talk about the importance, first importance for this scheme is rising inflation. Monetary policy of the RBI is very limited, and if tightening of monetary policies will occur, then investment will be impacted. So the government needs to be financially inclusive in terms of the common man in order to raise funds, and because of that, investments can occur in public welfare. Okay, moving on, if we talk about the impacts, let's first discuss about the impacts of the RBI Retail Direct Scheme. A common man such as us, we will be able to have an access to negotiate in the stocks which are offered by the government in primary as well as secondary market. And that is very financially inclusive. It's a major structural reform. Of course, when the common man gets involved into such a big market, it will impact it structurally. The entire impact will be structurally. Also, direct exposure to the government bond market will increase awareness about the safety and security of the government securities. And this is a safe, simple and direct channel for investment. Very simple. Even if you want to make payment to the RDG account, you can do it by the usage of RBI with the registered account. And this is financially robust. As there is no service charge, of course, it will be financially very robust. Let's move forward and talk about the challenges. There are certain challenges. The first one is dedicated expert handling will occur because a common man does not have a lot of knowledge about the government securities. So we cannot substitute dedicated professionalism when it comes to dealing in government securities. Also, awareness about the government security market is very low right now. We need to make people more aware. Also, the asset under maturity of gilt funds is much on the lower side, not very attractive. Easy and quick. The grievance redressal system is pretty easy and quick with respect to ombudsman. Okay, and time-bound resolution process will be there. Ombudsman will ensure that whenever any complaint is lodged, if it's a single portal, then many institutions are working under RBI. So if the customer will have a direct negotiation or a direct contact with the ombudsman, it will make sure that top-down approach occurs. And top-down approach when it comes to grievance redressal system always works. More or less, it always has worked because the pressure comes from above. Also, direct help will be given with respect to the ombudsman to 440 million loan accounts and 2.2 billion deposit holders. Also, massive usage of artificial intelligence will be included when we talk about cyber frauds and online frauds. And it's a digital world right now. So, of course, it is very important for the entire financial system to understand the importance of artificial intelligence. Now, it will also improve digital penetration and consumer confidence, the ombudsman system, if it actually works on the principles as it is supposed to. Let's move on to the conclusion. Now, very importantly, we have to understand that the overtone of these two schemes have been people-centric. That means the common men will be made powerful financially in the sense that they also feel included into the government security market. It will increase the knowledge about the public funding with respect to the government securities, and once they will have a faith whenever the ombudsman will work positively towards them, it will of course penetrate more and more profoundly, which is very needed, very much needed. Okay, let's now look at our main spaced question. Discuss about RBI's retail direct scheme and the benefits as well as the challenges related to it in 250 words. Okay, so that's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.